Hi, my name is Gracie Pugh. I'm in 8th grade at Laurel Middle School. My mom is Ashley, my sister is Jaylee, and then my brother is Gannon, and my dad was Jamin Pugh. He was a professional wrestler, so some of you might know him. My dad was in wrestling for over 20 years, and a lot of people knew him, so when we were out in public, everyone would know him, and everyone kind of always knew what we were doing and how we were. Life was good, and then January 17th, 2023, in the morning, my dad woke us up for school, just a normal day, and he brought us outside. He was so excited that there was this big rainbow outside, and then we just went to school. It was a normal day. And then after school, we went to cheer practice, and we got into a car accident on the way to cheer practice.
Pro wrestler Jay Briscoe has died. He was 38 years old. Delaware State Police said Jay and another driver died following a head-on collision on Tuesday. His two daughters were in the vehicle with him. They were taken to a hospital in critical condition.
Once we got into the car accident, I remember some dude just carrying me out of the car, and then I just remember my sister. I don't remember seeing her, but I can remember hearing her, and I remember seeing my dad in the truck. After that, we went to the hospital, and my mom came in there, and she just told me how there were so many people there and everyone was praying for us already. And I asked where my sister was, and she was in the room next to me. And then I just remember going to the next hospital, which is AI. I went into surgery there, and then the next day I woke up. I was really clueless. I didn't know what was happening, but I asked for my phone, and then my mom had to tell me that my dad passed away. I had a spinal cord injury, and my sister, she broke her leg. The bone came out of her leg. She broke her collarbone, she broke her neck. Something happened to her stomach. She had to go into surgery for that. So after I found out that my dad died and that I may never be able to walk again, the doctor explained to my mom that my back was broke, but he could fix my back and make it look normal again, but it would take a much higher power for me to ever be able to walk again. I honestly couldn't even process it. I was so confused. I was there's just no way I could be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, and I knew that my dad wouldn't want me to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life either. When I realized everything that was happening, and I'm just so grateful that my sister could go through it all with me, and I'm grateful for my mom and all of my family for supporting me through it all, and my friends for always being there for me, and everyone that prayed for me throughout the whole time. After I was in therapy in AI for a while, I had to stay in the hospital for a month, and I had to even start with just learning how to sit again, and I had no feeling or movement in my legs for 2 weeks. And then it slowly started to come back, and I could kick my leg, and I could stand, but with a lot of support. And then I started to take first steps with this big walker and these big braces on my legs. And then slowly, I had to just work a lot, and then a lot of more movement and just capability for me to do stuff came back. After a while of therapy, I started to try to take steps at home. And I took my first few steps, and I knew right then that I could actually begin to walk again, run again, do whatever I wanted, just make a full recovery overall. The doctors explained to me that after a year, your nerves kind of stops regaining any ability to do things again. So then once it hit a year, I was I'm done, I can't do it anymore. And then my mom and my family just was no, you can, you don't listen to the doctors. And then I kept pushing, and then I throughout a year, even a year and a half after, I could start to jog again, and then I went and tried to tumble more, and even 2 weeks ago, I could go back up on my toes, which is something I couldn't do for this whole period of time. So my family the whole time just knew, like, the doctors don't know. You just gotta trust in God through all of this. I just knew the whole time. I just didn't have to listen to anything that the doctor said. I just had to trust in God to just keep letting me recover fully from it. I just had to remember that my dad would never want me to be in a wheelchair, would never want any of us to be sad about the situation, and just would want us to keep pushing through, following God and what He has planned for us. When I think of my story, I just think of even when everyone tells you that you can't, you just gotta remember that God can help you get through anything.